Welcome to the one and only episode of the Open Home Hardware Infrastructure Project. Now, you may be wondering why I chose this project. Well, it all begins in 2003, around, when we were in the depths of what I call the dark age of computing. And that was when Windows XP was the dominant, almost universal operating system, and Internet Explorer 6 was the almost completely dominant web browser. Now, that was a time when quality in software was not really a thing, viruses were omnipresent, and in general, it was pretty terrible. Microsoft needed a little kick to, catch up with the times. I learned about that when a good friend of mine brought over a flash drive containing a little program called Firefox. Now, this program was much better than Internet Explorer, faster, it displayed pages better, and it had this really cool thing called tabbed browsing. So I installed it on my old beater of a laptop and had so many adventures learning about so many things with computing. It was then that I started with open source software and haven't gone back. Since then, I've done things like made Linux my main operating system on my computer and gotten involved with open source hardware in the form of the RepRap project, which is focused mostly on 3D printers. Now, the exact inspiration for me doing this open source project of home hardware is a sort of misadventure I had in my house that I rent, in that part of the plumbing broke. Now, the plumbing, come and find out, is older than I am, and that part had not been manufactured for many a decade. So, first plumber came, and he spent some time figuring out what in the world was present in the home. Okay? He figured it out, went away, talked with another plumber, who then showed up a few days later to figure out, okay, how on earth is it really put together? All right. He left. Another plumber came, figured out more, and another plumber, and another plumber, and another plumber, and finally, a month and a half later, we finally had it fixed. And I thought, what if we had had a list of what we had and how it was put together, and if those designs were open to the world? So instead of the comedy of errors that happened, we could have simply sent a file to the first plumber. He would have been able to view it, see what he had on hand, or order parts if he didn't have those on hand, and would have been able to come a couple days later, get it all fixed up, document the changes, and we would have been all the happier. Now think about how that could extend. Think of in your own home. Do you know what's behind the walls? Do you know how your home is wired? If an electrician comes over, how much time are they going to spend just figuring out where things are and how they're connected? Imagine if instead they could just view your home's plan, go from there, and spend so much time and maybe even do a better job. Think also how that would allow local small manufacturers to join in the economy of production. In the United States, we talk so much and bemoan, oh no, manufacturing is gone. Well, maybe that's a way to bring it back. Food for thought. Thank you for your time.